Yo, Blue Futon here, Chase Liaki. Sure, it might be weird to show my whiteness, but I'm going to actually have the microphone here to see if it actually makes a difference with the echoing because it's a big room. And you know what? Let's get started. Feeling frisky tonight. I want to watch two movies. And the first movie out of the box is Virtuosity? I don't know how to pronounce it at all. All I know has Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. Have I seen this movie before? And no. Now let me watch it and I'll let you know what I thought of this movie I don't know how to pronounce. Let's get started. Alright, mic in a weird spot again. Hope it doesn't static. Still picking up some stuff. Alright, just got done watching Virtuosity. Who knows how to pronounce it? What is it about? It's about a VR world where cops need to try to train, and now this is made in 1995. They're using prisoners to train this program to try to get cops to understand real world situations in virtual reality. And think about it, this is 1995. And it's actually stuff happening like that is happening today in 2018, so it's kind of crazy. But with this, there's this character called Sid, that's Russell Crowe, and he's basically with all these serial killers, and he's this demented VR out there. And of course, one of his programmers brings him out to the real world, and voila, he causes havoc. Denzel Washington is one of the convicts who used to be a cop who went crazy because his wife and daughter got murdered by a guy who's now a mental personality of Sid. So of course they get Denzel Washington out of the prison system to try and kill Sid in the real world. So what's good about this story? The story is pretty original for the time. So I think this movie, with all the remakes and reboots coming out, this one can be remade and reboot and make it more realistic, because you could totally tell the CGI back then isn't the greatest, and it's crazy 95 visual effects. I mean, you can't go wrong with Denzel Washington with acting. The acting in the movie's good. Russell Crowe feels like he's a little overacting in this one, but I think that's supposed to be his character of wanting to be seen. His whole mental personality is he has to be seen throughout the world. So the funny thing, when I bought this, I saw what it's rated R for strong futuristic violence, some brutal beatings, and some language. I've never seen that before. So when I was watching, I was expecting something just hardcore violence. Violence was never really hardcore. The beatings weren't really hardcore. So I guess that's just the 90s of how they thought of violence, but it really wasn't that bad in my opinion. Alright, so the bad about the movie. It is outdated with the visual effects, and it is kind of a ho-hum movie as a whole. I mean, you kind of also see Terminator 2 references with this movie, especially with Sid's character every time he gets shot. Silver goo comes out. It just reminded me of the T-1000, Robert Patrick's character in Terminator 2. So you can kind of tell took tropes from other movies and everything. But overall, this movie, it's a mindless action movie that can be remade in today's day and age because of what it has with the virtual reality, with training cops, bringing one of the virtual reality AIs to the real world. So good, great acting, good story, but overall just a ho-hum movie with brought really nothing new to the table. And man, Russell Crowe had some interesting flips and just weirdness. There's also some weirdness in it, but Virtuosity, who knows? We'll receive a 2.5 out of 5 Blue Futons, which equals a 50%. Now let's do critic scores and user scores on Rotten Tomato gave this movie. Alright, so it's actually pretty even. Tomato meter at 33 with the critics. Audience score at 32. Critic consensus, no consensus yet. But overall, it's a sci-fi movie. It's interesting that in 95 they made it. And it kind of is a cool concept back then. You look at it today and you realize, hey, this can happen. This is a good movie to remake. Who knows, bring them both back. That'd be kind of fun with Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington. But hey, do you agree with my 50%? Are the users and critic scores 33 and 32%? But this is Chase Liaki with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this Blue Futon Utopia, you Blue Futonians. And thank you for watching, and have a great day. And yes, I do own a PlayStation VR, but I haven't played it in a while. Shit's scary. No, it's not. I'm just afraid with the 220 and 110 voltage. I don't want to waste $500.